In the face of an unprecedented crisis, our priority was to flow support to as many affected people and businesses and as quickly as possible. The Jobs Support Scheme, or JSS, is one example of this support. Let me assure Mr. Louis Chua that the current design of the JSS already tilts this support towards SMEs, as wage costs form a greater share of their business costs. SMEs, on average, receive more than 5 times as much JSS support per dollar of revenue compared to the average JSS recipient. Together with other schemes, we have committed almost $100 billion, or 20% of our GDP, over 5 support packages. Our schemes and programs have dampened the adverse economic impact of COVID-19. As the COVID-19 situation in Singapore stabilizes, the next pressing task is to help our economy recover. Our support must therefore evolve from resuscitate to rejuvenate. To do so, we must shift from a focus on job retention to a greater emphasis on creating jobs. This was why I announced the tapering of the JSS and introduced the Jobs Growth Incentive, or JGI. We're also pivoting from broad-based relief to more targeted support to better cater to the needs of our sectors and firms. Broadly, our firms fall into 3 categories. First, those that will see greater demand in the post-COVID economy. I encourage these firms to make full use of the suite of capability development grants to expand and grow. The JGI will also support them to hire more locals. The second category are firms in sectors that are suffering a temporary drop in demand now, but will eventually recover. We'll help them recover faster and emerge stronger. However, there could also be cases where a firm's potential failure due to this crisis could significantly impact Singapore's competitiveness or national security. In such instances, we cannot preclude the possibility of government taking some action to ensure these strategic capabilities are preserved. The exact form of support will depend on the circumstances, but the bar for any government's action will be high. The government will also exercise prudence and ensure public funds are well used. The third category are firms where the outlook remains bleak, as there are fundamental changes in their operating environments. They will need to reinvent themselves and pivot into new products and sectors. As Minister of State Alvin Tan mentioned yesterday, the government is finalizing a set of measures to support nightlife businesses. These measures will be announced next week. Taken together, these measures will help our firms recover in a more targeted and efficient manner.